Okay, so y'all, I'm gonna show y'all how I sew down the frontal. I've already gotten it secure. I have some pins here, pin here, and then a pin here. Then I also have a pin in here, and also here. And it's just gonna help further keep the wig down secure so that I can sew it on. And also, I posted some other videos also on my channel that show how I constructed my wig, not how I constructed my wig. I have a video up on my channel how I bleached my knots, and then also how I customized the front to make it blend in with my hairline. So go check those out if you haven't checked those out already. On this video, I'm just going to be showing you guys how I sew this, and then also how I put my tracks on. And I wanted to be able to put these videos up for all those people that's asked me to show how I construct my wigs. So I'm gonna start over here where I have the pin, and let me just turn my camera. What you want to make sure you do, I'm gonna take this pin out here, right? I'm gonna take this pin out to show you guys what to do from ear to ear. You want to make sure this band right here is sewed down to the cap. As you can see, this band, this is the band, and you see where the band ends and then the lace is just freely hanging. You want to make sure this ends right here on the cap, and you're gonna have this lace flowing. Do not sew this like that. Do not sew the lace down. You're gonna mess it up. And I'll try to tell y'all some videos you can watch that'll show you what happens if you sew that part down. I'm not gonna do it on this video because I just know not to make that mistake, but I'll try to see if I can link some videos showing you guys why not to do that. So I'm gonna be starting by sewing this part to the cap there, okay? So that's what I'm gonna be doing. Alright. Okay, so far I got it secure, and what you do is you just pull the needle through that band I showed you, and then you loop it through. You just loop it through the thread before the knot gets through the band. You want to loop it through and then pull it tight, okay? And so now we're gonna do the track method to go up. I think that's what it's called, but I'll show you guys as I'm sewing the method that it does. And what you do is you want to put it as close together as possible. So you want to go through the band again, okay, through the band again, and then you see how I'm pulling this thread, and then you want to bring the needle through this part, pull it, and let it go just like that. And let me see if I can zoom in some more. Okay, so you want to go through the band and on the cap, and then I usually bring the lace, the thread up above. That way as I'm pulling the needle, it's already looping through the thread that I just put through. Just like that. Okay. And as I go more and more, I'll get close, put the wig closer to the camera to show y'all how the track method is. It looks kind of like a track, and it's stitched really, really tight and close together. And then also it's forming like a track. And I think that's why it's called a track method. If it's not called a track method, that's what I'm going to call it, because that's what it looks like a track of some sort, like a train track almost. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and go at least up to this part right here, and then I don't know if you guys can see that. What I'm gonna do is, I'm at the end on the other side. I'm gonna take this thread over here in this hand. I'm gonna wrap it around 3 times just to make sure it's nice and secure, and I'm going to pull it and tighten it. Okay, just like that. And then what I do whenever I'm at the end and after I tie it, just for some extra security, I take my thread that I just cut the ends off of because I'm done, and I take the 2 pieces like this and I tie it twice. And to me, that helps secure my threads even more. So I tie it like that twice, and then I take the excess off and I cut it. So I'm gonna bring this up closer so I can show y'all the stitching that I did from one side to the next. Okay, just like that. So now I'm gonna start putting the tracks on, and the way I'm gonna put the tracks on, I'm gonna put the track starting here to here, here to here, here to here, all the way up until I get to the crown. All the way till I get to the crown, and then once I get to this crown, I'm gonna start putting it straight across. Okay, so I'm not gonna talk through that process. I'm just gonna go really quick through it because it doesn't take me that long, and I don't want to spend a lot of time on the video when I'm just showing y'all the concept. It does take a while when you're first starting off though, trying to get it to where you need it to be, but I'm gonna go ahead and get that started. Stop talking and get that started. I'm gonna go from here all the way around to here. And so I've already put on the first, I'm not finished the first bundle, but I've already started sewing. So you want to get it from each side, and I'm going to keep sewing just like that across, and I'm going to keep going from frontal to frontal, frontal to frontal, and then just keep going across from frontal to frontal. Then once, again, like I told y'all at the beginning of this video, once I get right here, I'm gonna go from track to track to track to track to track to track until I get close to here. And I'll start back recording whenever I do get closer, so you guys can see. I'm gonna just keep going across, 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 and then once I get to the, once I'm from here to here across, I'm going to start going from track to track to track to track to track, okay? And that's my concept on how to do my wig. So I'll get back on here when I get done doing the frontal to frontal. I'll start recording again until I do the track to track so you guys can see. For those people who are visual like how I am, I have to actually see. Like, somebody can sit here all day long and say do this to this, but I have to actually see it. And so that's why I'm going to show y'all that. But I'm going to just finish going across because y'all can kind of get what I'm doing right here. Going across. And I'm doing the same stitch method that I did to do the frontal, except I'm doing it further across. Okay. Okay, so I'm done going from frontal to frontal in a U shape. The frontal's up here, if you can see. And so now it's time for me to go just like this, all the way up. So I'm getting ready to start going like that. And I'm also on my last bundle, which is my 18-inch bundle. And so once I get all the way up to here, I'm going to take this off, try it on, and just do the maintenance on it just like I usually do when I finish my wig. But let's not get too ahead of ourselves, and let's go ahead and start sewing on. I don't go through the weft all the time. I just like to do that off initially, and then sometimes I don't always go through the weft, but if I want my wig to be, if I know I'm gonna not ever take this wig apart, I'm gonna make sure that I do everything my usual way to make it secure. And I want to apologize about the lighting for now. I mean, not for now, but for throughout this video, because this is my first time sewing a wig on camera, and I'm not sure exactly. I have my camera on auto, so every time I move my hand in and out of the camera, and light, it might go blurry, and then also the lighting will change. So forgive me for that. I'm still learning about this camera, believe it or not. Okay, y'all. So I'm at the end. I just have this small little bitty space left. So what I'm doing now is I'm sewing the end of the frontal to the last bundle, and I still have all of this hair left, and I'm gonna cut that and then sew it into some spaces right at the top. But before I get ahead of myself, let's go ahead and let me show you what I'm doing. I'm just taking that band on the frontal, and I'm going through the weft on this last track that I'm bringing through here, so that it's close together and flat. So going through the band on the frontal and taking it through the weft. Because I want this part to be really flat, so I thought about going track by track, just a little bit more in that little bitty space, but I don't want it to be bulky right here. So I'm going to just cover up that space. And so I'm just going through here like that. All the way across. Tie that around the needle 3 times. And pull that. And so I just cut it that way, just a little bit, and then remember I take the two strands, pull them apart, and then I just tie it. I tie it 2 times, pull the 2 strands apart, bring one underneath there, and tie it, and then cut off the exit. It's sewed from the frontal, that last track, and you see how flat it's gonna be. Okay, y'all, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the wig and I'm gonna flip it over. Okay, take the lace and just flip it back like that. And then this piece right here that we did not connect down to the frontal, I'm gonna go ahead and just cut that off. And be very careful when you're doing this, because if you cut that thread that you used to sew this frontal down, I swear you're gonna cry, because it's so much you would have to do to take this down and try to re-sew that back. It would be very hard to save. So as you can see, I'm leaving just a little space to stop me from getting so close to the thread that I have on there. Okay. I'm going to turn it inside out so y'all can see there. And you're going to get that white stuff on there. So this is what it should look, somewhat what it should look like. If you follow my steps, it should kind of, you know, resemble like that. So now what I'll do at this point is try it on, and then when I try it on, I will cut this piece. And then also when you try it on, let me show you, because I don't know, I would love to film me doing that, but maybe on my next wig I'll do it, because I'm not sure how I can film it. Like, it'll be very hard for me to film that, so I'm not even going to try it, because I don't want to cut myself or screw up anything or tell any wrong information. But something I do want to say is, this piece right here, when I do cut it, right here, sometimes you have to go to shape out your ear, you have to cut all of this off, even some hair off the frontal, to cut around your ear. Like, let me zoom out, y'all don't laugh at me, I'm looking a little crazy. But sometimes you'll have to cut, I don't know if I'm on camera, but sometimes you'll have to cut to shape around your ear. But until next time, thank y'all for watching. I will be posting another video showing what the wig looks like after I customized it and shaped it to my hair. But one thing I want to say before I go, right here, in order to get rid of, when you put your wig on, you won't see that line right there. You're going to take the frontal and you're going to lay the hair back like that, okay? And it hides, you see the difference from where the thread is and where from the hair is. And then if you have to, you could take a curling iron or a flat iron and press down on it right there, and it'll make it flat right there. So, and I'll show y'all in my next video how I do that. I think I can at least do that part, but as far as the cutting when I put it on my head and all that, I don't think I'll be able to. So y'all, again, this is the last time I'm going to say goodbye. I'll talk to y'all in my next video. Bye.